Hi, my name is Nikki Bray. I'm a professional pilot major at OU. I'm also a private pilot, and today I'm going to talk to you about earning your pilot's license. Each year, the FAA issues about 72,000 student certificates, which later go on to become private pilots. And the advantage of the private pilot's license is you can fly your friends and family, you can fly in fair weather, and you can fly at nighttime. You usually fly a single-engine plane, like a Cessna 172, but you cannot fly in clouds, and you can also not fly for hire, which means you cannot be compensated for your flight. When someone wants to become a pilot, the first thing they must consider is the medical factors. According to the FAA's Federal Aviation Regulations, the Bible for aviation rules, a person must have at least a third-class medical to be a private pilot. This means that they can have corrected vision, they can have things like asthma, such as myself, but they must pass certain requirements in order to become a pilot. Also, the person must think of the costs. According to the book Your Pilot's License, it costs about $5,000 to earn a private certificate, and according to OU, it's about $5,500 for the flight fees alone. Next, a person must consider the type of school they want to attend. There's a school known as a Part 61, which follows a certain set of aviation regulations, and that school requires a person to attend at least 40 hours of flying before they can receive their license, although most people do it in more than 40. They must also attend ground school, which lasts about a semester. There's also a school known as a Part 141, and its approved curriculum allows it to teach students in less time. So here at OU, you can learn in 35 hours because it's a Part 141 school. Now we can look at some of the common training aircraft.
Okay, so we're at Max Westheimer Airport in the Kestrel hangar. This is one of the hangars for the University of Oklahoma's aviation department, and this is where they store a lot of the planes overnight and in periods of bad weather. So this behind me here is a Piper P-28 161 Warrior 3. We just call them Piper Warriors. It's probably the main training aircraft for a lot of flight schools around the country, and it's definitely the main aircraft here at OU. At OU we call our planes Crimson, and they have a number, so this one would be Crimson 8 by the 8 on the tail. And we can just take a walk around here. So we've got the wing here. It's a 61 horsepower engine.
Wow.
Not very powerful, even compared to cars really, but it's not fuel injected. It's got an old-fashioned carburetor. Gets the job done. Here's the prop, made by a company called Centuric. Standard two-blade training prop. If you look down here, you can see the plane's got three main wheels called the landing gear. And if you look closer, you can see that they're fixed. Which means, unlike the big jets you fly, these do not come up into the plane when you take off. So they just kind of hang there the whole time. Here's the tail section. On this plane, we have what's called the stabulator, which moves up and down. And that actually allows the plane to change its pitch, fly up and down. And we have the rudder here. Actually, it's like a rudder on a ship, goes side to side. Okay, so now we'll hop inside the plane and see what it looks like from the cockpit. This is a cockpit for the Piper Warrior. We've got 6 main gauges here. I want to call it the 6-pack. We've got an airspeed indicator, attitude indicator, which tells you how the plane is relative to the horizon, altimeter, which tells you how high you are, heading indicator, which tells you which direction you're going, turn coordinator, which helps you keep your turns smooth and what we call coordinated, and vertical speed indicator, which tells you how fast you're going up or down. And the other instruments here are kind of secondary, but you got a tachometer, which is just like the one in your car. It'll tell you how many RPMs your engine's doing at that time. We got fuel tank gauges, and the curious thing about aviation fuel gauges are they only have to be right by law when they're empty. So we don't really use those too much because they usually don't tell the truth. We've got a magnetic compass up here, just like you might find in a car, probably a little bit nicer though. We've got a clock, and we've got this thing here. This is called the yoke. It's like the steering wheel of the plane. And contrary to popular belief, it does not actually turn the plane on the ground. It doesn't do anything with the wheels. It only works the ailerons on the wings, and there's one right behind you. It works the stabulator at the tail, so it helps the plane go up and down.
Hopefully now you're familiar with what it takes to become a pilot, and maybe now you'll think about doing it yourself. If you want to get any more information, I recommend this book, Your Pilot's License. It's really great. Otherwise, thanks for